All right, so welcome to Sticks and Sips. I am Frankie Drinks here at the Drew Estate Virtual Happy Hour, and I'm welcoming everyone back. As always, this is our virtual happy hour. So check in from the neighborhoods you guys are coming from, because we got everybody from all over the world, even the flat edges. We got people checking in right before they fall off. So make sure you check in from your neighborhood. As you know, this is the big Drew Estate Virtual Happy Hour where we feature amazing spirits, our beautiful Drew Estate cigars, and we have amazing guests every week. So I'm going to say, hey, look, what's a happy hour without a happy hour menu? So Jack, throw up the beautiful menu. So tonight, our special, our house special is the Tiger Blood Negroni. And our sips, Ojo De Tigre, artisanal mezcal. How beautiful. And our stick for the day is a sun-grown flying pig, our Undercrown sun-grown flying pig. Plus, we have our guest, our featured guest, Nino Gandula from Ojo De Tigre, joining us. And we got my man, Ryan Rayford from Drew Estate. So I'm going to go to the Zoom right now and say hello to everybody. So let me start with Mr. Rayford. Mr. Rayford, how you doing?
Hey man, living large, enjoying life. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man. I'm happy you can join us. You know, you didn't drop your middle name, man. It's Ryan All the
It's
Smoke,
all the
right?
smoke, man. All the smoke. Territory manager, North Texas, Oklahoma, North Louisiana, Mid Mississippi. Stand up. It's your boy. The real is
All
back.
right.
Heard you needed some help on this thing, man. You need a new
Yeah,
co-host.
I put the bat signal out and you responded, and I'm appreciative, brother.
I'm a man of my word.
There you go, man. And besides, the streets asked for this, so you're back with us. It Sticks and Sips. So welcome
Backed
back,
by
my
popular
man.
demand. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Yeah, man. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
There you go. I hope you made a big batch, because that's all I'm gonna tell you. Because this show's
Hey,
gonna be amazing.
the bottle's not gonna see tomorrow, brother.
You left out your other special role at Drew Estate, which is the curator.
Yeah, man, I'm all things music. Make sure you follow Drew Estate Cigars on Spotify. I'll have a new playlist this Friday. I like to smoke and drink and listen to music at the same time, so got the tunes for you.
Awesome, my brother. Awesome. So welcome, man. Welcome. I got my man Joey Drew. You know, Joey Drew in the house. 1,572 episodes in.
Yep.
Still sucking down Mezcal Negronis like they're going out of style. I love it.
Yes.
Welcome, brother.
I mean, what's better? What a better episode than this? I mean, this is it for me. This is I could just retire after this. Rayford could pick up the co-hosting duties, and I'm good. So I'm looking forward to some great conversations, some great spirits, sitting back, chilling, and let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, listen, Rayford, you heard the offer, right? Man's got to take some PTO. So,
Hey, man, I'm
make sure
here
you
when you
free
need
up
me,
your
man.
Wednesdays.
Just cut the check or cash under the table, however you want to do it.
After you said that, now we can't do that. So, so
Wait, I
thanks,
get paid
Joey. And listen, I am completely honored to have Miss Camille Austin with us from Casa Lumbre. Camille, welcome back.
Hello, it's great to be back. Thank you.
Listen, first of all, how have you been in the, I don't know how many months since you were on last?
I mean, I've been great. Just happy to be with you guys again and sip some mezcal with Nino as well, and enjoy some sticks and sips tonight.
All right, all right. Well, we're super honored and thank you for joining us. And now, it's our guest, which we'll get to more in depth in a second, but we have Nino Gandula from Ojo de Tigre. Welcome to Sticks and Sips.
Hey Frank, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, anytime, anytime. I'm hoping that we're gonna dive deep into Ojo de Tigre. So you're gonna tell us all those great things about it. So listen, without further ado, I said this is a virtual happy hour. So what's a happy hour without a cocktail? So listen, here we go. Jack, are we ready with that beautiful cocktail footage? All right, so this is the Tiger Blood Negroni. So we're starting out with 2 ounces of Ojo De Tigre, artisanal mezcal joven. We are adding an ounce of Campari, just like so. I go a little heavy on the mezcal. It's not your standard Negroni, but it's because I love mezcal so much. So a little 3/4 of an ounce of the sweet vermouth, just enough to give it space when we add a little ancho reyes chile liqueur. And that's what gives it that bite. It gives that beautiful blood red uh, Negroni that everyone loves. And that little bit of ancho reyes gives it a little bit of bite because, heck, if you were going to drink some tiger's blood, it's going to have a little bite, and don't tell her, uh, you know, it's not an aphrodisiac. It's just delicious. So enjoy. So just to give everybody the recipe so they can quickly take a snapshot and write it down. Super easy. 2 ounces of mezcal, uh, 1 ounce of Campari, 0.75 of sweet vermouth, and a little 1/4 ounce. So I like to go with a 1/4 ounce of the ancho reyes. You want to combine everything in a mixing glass, stir it to temperature, and strain it over a beautiful cube. And here's mine. So I'm going to raise a glass to everybody. Hey, the bar's officially open and we have the specials going. So everyone, we're going to say salud. So salud to health, right? For everybody. L'chaim, all of it. And enjoy.
Cheers.
This is why
Love
we're
it.
here.
Love it. So anyway, so here we go. Um, our first guest, she is the national ambassador for Ojo de Tigre. Um, she's from Puerto Rico,
Puerto Rico.
wait, what, I mean, the part right now, everybody's supposed to say woo, 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 because that's how they do in Puerto Rico. She's been in the hospitality industry for 10 years, and she started at a very young age. I believe she was 12. And then when she was recruited to work at La Factoria, which is one of the world's 50 best bars in the world globally, right? So for all you flat earthers out there, it's all the globe, the whole thing. 50 best bars, and she's an amazing person, and she's a national ambassador for Ojo de Tigre. So I'm going to welcome Nino. Welcome to Six and Sips.
Thank you so much, Frank. I'm really, really excited to be here and share some of the mezcal magic with you guys.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna you need to tell us more about you and how you got started in the industry, because I think everyone wants to know how you got started at 12 years old, tending bar at La Factoria. So let's do this.
So, yeah, I started actually when I was 19. I started originally going to college for languages, and going to college to end up working at restaurants, and I fell in love with hospitality. And from there, one day had that moment where somebody did not show up for their bar shift, fell in love with that shift that I had behind the bar, and just grew a lot of hunger for knowing more about cocktails. And from there, I went to a couple of different places and then ended up with Leslie and Roberto at La Factoria for about 4 or 5 years since they opened. And that really gave me the opportunity to get more educated on spirits, on people, on just learning how to take our service to the next level. And really, it was one of the stepping stones in my career to be able to do what I'm doing now.
That's amazing. So I know you working with Leslie and Roberto, that cigars had to have been in the mix at some point, because I know those guys and they love their cigars. So much love to them out on the island, and we're hoping that everything is moving in the right direction. I think Puerto Rico is definitely moving in the right direction with a lot of things, especially the bar culture, and actually leading, and much appreciation to your work and to all them. They're leading the world in that as well. So who would think, right? Puerto Rico's leading the world. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Been doing it for a long time, and That's awesome. So listen, now here's the moment that we've all been waiting for. You know, tell us the story of Ojo de Tigre, because we're so excited to hear all about this beautiful mezcal. And listen, do you mind if I throw up a slide? So I'm going to throw up a slide here uh, for the moment. So we have it's an artisanal mezcal. Mezcal artesanal, right? For in Spanish for everybody out there, and it's a beautiful expression, and I want you to tell me the whole thing. Don't hold back. This is your platform. This is your show. So let's do this.
So, Ojo de Tigre, like you mentioned, is a mezcal artesanal. We are a blend of two agaves, Tobala from Puebla and the Espadin from Oaxaca. And these two are beautifully blended into the spirit. All of our agave is cultivated, and it's just a beautiful seeing how the sustainability, even starting from that point up to down to the bottle, which is also a bottle that, like you can see, you can hold flowers and many things. But the name is one of the things that I think a lot of people will really, really fall in love with the spirit, is because Ojo de Tigre is a beautiful stone that universally is known as a bearer of good fortune, and is a way of also giving a lot of great health and great wishes to anybody that you want to share that with. Just kind of like the mezcalis whenever we're having conversations and moments around.
Well, look, I'm so happy to hear it's about a beautiful stone, right? It's about this beautiful blend. It's about something that brings us good luck, and it's not about a Rocky 2 episode that had
No,
Survivor
no,
singing a
no.
song. So that's really important to us. So um, I'm going to ask you about like the blend between an espadin and a tobala. So what brought on that beautiful blend, because I think that's what makes you really unique and beautiful.
So there's a couple of things. We have one of our founders, our biggest tigre, Luis Gerardo Mendez. He has this ritual where he would drink mezcal right before going out to do a play or a movie, and so he loved mezcal and wanted to pair up with us. And one of the things that I think was amazing about our spirit is that we went a little bit more subtle on our smoke, so we can focus on the delicious flavors that the espadin imparts with grapefruit and citrus flavors, and then the tobala with a little bit more of herbal notes. And that beautiful balance is just amazing on the palate. And it's simple enough where somebody that has never tasted a mezcal will really enjoy it. And then people that have had mezcal before or might be more advanced on the category can really, really also see all of the spectrum of the different flavors behind the two agaves.
I agree on
Well,
that 100%. I
we,
agree.
we
Yeah,
were
I love
actually just we were just talking about this. Joey, go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, it was the addition of the Tobala in the blend is really really great. It's a favorite varietal of agave that I love. So together they're just a really perfect pairing within the bottle. It adds a little depth to Espadin, and then over time, what I've noticed is drinking so much mezcal is the smoke is almost disappeared entirely. I don't taste it anymore. It would have to be so aggressive to even taste it now, and that's the beauty of it. Is you take this journey, the smokiness maybe up front with some mezcals is what kind of gets you like, oh, I love that, but then it slowly dissipates, and then you're left with all these amazing other flavors that come from agave that just defy description sometimes as you're drinking them. So it's really amazing. I love the blend.
And I think
Uh,
as you sip, you keep finding new and newer things. As you keep sipping it on,
Yeah,
it keeps evolving on your palate and growing on you.
yeah, exactly.
yeah. So listen, that's our resident mezcal expert here on this side of Drew Estate talking. So, we share a lot of love, and we're gonna say thank you to Ojo de Tigre for early on sending us those beautiful Paloma packs. So, Rayford, what you're drinking there, they sent this early on to give a shot. To give
Oh, so I'm late. Oh
Let-
man, see, this is what I'm talking about, Frankie. We gotta get your ducks in a row, baby. You can't leave me out, man.
it wasn't on purpose, man. It just happened.
How many ducks would that be, Ryan? Would that be 70 something And
Well, depending on his workload and what he actually does for work, maybe like 2 ducks.
yeah.
Anyway, so listen, man. So you got to go when you finish that. If you've got a little Negroni components, man, hit it with that because this Negroni is magic with Ojo de Tigre. Seriously,
I,
uh,
originally, I
what,
was gonna come on here. I forgot to send Jack my slides because I did their pink tiger, man. I didn't have any Negroni. I was gonna shake it up and do everything like that, make it work. But
hey, listen, I was actually gonna make a pink tiger, but Joey was like, no, we need to do something different, and I'm going like, hey man, this is like a mezcal episode. This is like Joey here. And so he's been drinking Negroni, mezcal Negronis. And anytime we're out and about, which hasn't been too many times, like zero, since the pandemic, but we're waiting on, getting the green light, so we can go out and you can ask guys that we've taken to different places and introduce them to the beauty and the wonder of two things. One is the mezcal Negroni, and the other one's the Oaxaca Old Fashioned. And once they try that, um, everything's like changed, man. Everything's changed, and I love that. So I'm gonna go back to Nino. Nino, listen, from the coming from the cocktail side, how do you see us using mezcal besides the standard, the Paloma and the Negroni and the Oaxaca Old Fashioned? Where do you see it coming in?
I mean, I think on the cocktail side is super interesting because nowadays there's so many techniques and so many things behind it. And mezcal is such a versatile spirit to use in cocktails that you can share sometimes and split base on if you want to go more tiki-ish or you want to go a little bit more complex, or you can just keep it simple with fresh ingredients and have something that is truly delicious. Like, I think the best thing is people are looking for more simplicity now too.
So we're done with the frozen pina colada from the old place in Puerto Rico, right? And now we're doing like, so can we do like a mezcal chichi? Is that something we could do? That's kind of the new thing.
I mean, you can do whatever you'd like. I mean, if I'm probably still in Puerto Rico and on the beach, I might still want that frozen cocktail. But maybe it all depends on the moment and at the time that we're at. But I mean, everything from just throwing a little coconut water and a splash of pineapple and making your own version of a piña colada anywhere,
There
or
you go.
going super complex and making super tiki-ish and super elaborate. It's up to you and your moment.
Well, I can't wait 7 minutes for a cocktail no more. So I need something fast and quick. So so those days are done. Maybe we'll revisit them at some time. But listen, I heard the streets. This is where Mr. Ryan lives. He's got his ear to the streets. Street says you were in Oaxaca recently, right?
Yes.
And tell us about that. How was that experience?
I mean, it was amazing. We went to Oaxaca to obviously me finally go and meet our brand home and see all of the process behind it. We got to go see where we cultivate all of our agave in Puebla and meet some of our team there. Then we headed out to Oaxaca and got to go to our palenques, see a little bit about our distillation process, the fermentation process. Um, and it's just a magical place where the bars at night become a beautiful vision, and cocktails are flowing with mezcal everywhere, and you get to try a lot of amazing things done by a lot of amazing people that are truly artisans in what they're doing.
Well, I'm gonna say like my invitation and Joy's invitation and even Ryan's invitation may have gotten lost in the mail, but
I
soon.
want in, Nino. Next time, I want in.
I promise.
Yeah, don't go through Frankie.
Yeah. And we're not doing that double bed stuff. I need my own situation. Frankie and they can sleep on the couch somewhere or something like that. But yeah, I want
All
in.
right. Well, we could do this, and and I'll offer this to you, Nino. When you want to go visit a cigar factory, you reach out to me, and hopefully soon we'll be able to go back to Nicaragua where, you know, in Esteli, where our factory is, and we can show you that same hospitality.
Thank you so much. I would love to.
So listen, we also have Camille, you know, one of my good friends from way back. You know, I won't say how long, but Camille, um, welcome.
Thank you. Muchas gracias, Frank. It's great to see all of you beautiful faces and drink mezcal. Salucita.
Salucita. So everybody raise your glass. We're gonna take a little sip.
Or your copita.
Little
And
kick
this is
of
how
skill.
we do, you know, with every new guest segment, you know, we have a little sip, you know. We always keep it responsible. And Camille, uh do you have like a moment to tell us about Casa Lumbre?
Sure. Well, first of all, in Mexico, we say that we take a besito. Al mezcal se le da besos, so we kiss our mezcal instead of, you know, sipping big sips, so that we are able to really enjoy it, savor it.
I know
And
people that give it French kisses. Does that count?
I mean, listen, whatever type of kiss you want, that is, I'll leave it to you. But it's such a magical category, and there really is so much to discover throughout it. You know, like Joey was saying, the same thing happens with me, that you've just sort of spent, you know, the more entrenched you get into getting to know this category, the quicker the smoke disappears, and you really start discovering all of those other layers of flavor. You know, these incredible aromatics and like herbaceous notes that you get from the type of agave, the terroir, those other notes from the production processes, and it's just never ending. So Casa Lumbre is a Mexican company. We've been around for about 8 years now, and we started with a mezcal brand, and then started really, you know, with the launch of Ancho Reyes, we really sort of understood what our purpose was, I guess. And that was to explore different raw materials from Mexico and really, you know, encapsulate them in spirit form and bring them to life. And if you've ever been to Mexico, you know that it's endless in the flavor potential, right? So we're really about finding that opportunity, that blue ocean, and taking these incredible flavors of you know, our region, and bringing them to life in spirit form. And that's what you have on display. I mean, you have, you know, Ojo de Tigre, which, like Nino was saying, is this amazing blend of a really inviting mezcal that shows you different facets of regions and agaves. It's super approachable, but you still have that touch of herbaceousness with the addition of the tobala that really rounds it out to a really unique flavor profile. And then you have Ancho Reyes and Ancho Verde, Poblano and Ancho liqueurs that are unlike anything else, you know, that I mean, for sure, that we've ever had to, you know, sort of learn about and launch on the market. So it's been really exciting, just telling the story of Liquid Mexico and Latin America.
It's great.
And I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let you off the hook because
What was that? What, you got it out? You good?
let you off the hook, and because the last time you were here, we talked about two beautiful spirits from Casa Lumbre, and that was Abasolo and
Did.
Nixta.
Yes, those are in our portfolio. We launched Abasolo and Nixta last year. And we just launched Ojo de Tigre in the US market in September. And we're so excited to have it finally here. And it's been around for about 3 years in the Mexican market. So yeah, like Nino was saying, you know, we have our partner, Luis Gerardo Mendez, who's an amazing Mexican actor. And it's all about that, you know, there is authenticity and also sort of innovation and looking towards the future of how we can tell the story of modern Mexico. And there's so much art and creation and design going on in Mexico and really all of Latin America right now. So we're thrilled to tell those stories.
I love it. I love it. So, Nino, Joy, you were going to say something. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
What Camille was saying about that discovery of Mexico and all it has to offer. It's almost like in the culinary world, which seemed to live and die for so long in Europe. is now really coming back full force into Mexico and Latin America, and really exploring like all this new, what to the old world is this new world of incredible flavors and the depths to which they go, that just opens up a world for people, for their palates to explore, whether it's, drinking an amazing spirit like this, having the amazing different foods, it's just a wonderful experience that's going on, and just invite everybody to jump down the rabbit hole. Let's go.
You know,
Absolutely.
and I'm going to say this. So here's my soapbox moment, right? So, as we are, exploring the beautiful flavors of things from Mexico, um, when we go back to our culinary roots, right, is what sparked the chefs of Catherine Medici, that sparked the French cuisine movement, right, which started in Italy. It was New World products that made it over the ocean, and from sugar to fruit to things like cinchona bark, right, which we can go on and have a whole show about. But all those things that brought new products to the old world and had them produce beautiful cuisine and foods and presentations. Now we can actually own that we are leading the way with our own products in the new world. So I love that about Casa Lumbre, especially when it comes to Ojo de Tigre and Abasolo and Nixta and Ancho and all those beautiful expressions that really speak to a region. So Nino, I'm going to come back to you and say, listen, um, how do you see the world of mezcal going forward? Listen, we've done our part. Me and Joey right here, personally responsible for 100% of cigar smokers picking up a mezcal. We have proof. We have proof. But how do you see the world of mezcal, in going forward in the future?
Well, thank you guys, first of all, for engaging all of these new people into the mezcal category. That makes it even more exciting, knowing that there's, a new world for them to appreciate. I think the world of mezcal is just going to get a lot more exciting. I think as new scientific facts and the more that we get to know about the traditions and the families and the people that are making mezcal out in Mexico, we are going to just open up this whole new world that we're just going to keep falling in love with the spirit more and more. It's going to get more complicated. I think there's a lot more how do I say this? I think there's going to be a lot of more people looking at the category, just wanting to find out more about the different flavors that they can get, the different combinations that they can do with the agaves. And yeah, I see a bright, bright future for mezcal.
That's fantastic. So I'm going to say thank you. I'm not,
Not done
we're
yet.
not letting you go yet. We're not letting you go. You can't sign off just yet. You either, Camille. You're stuck with me for an hour. You committed to that. All right. But we've got our next guest, and it's Mr. Ryan All the Smoke Rayford from Drew
All the
Estate.
smoke.
So we've got to, like, now we've all got to raise our
All
copitas and say salucita, right? Like Camille says, or cheers or lehaim. I don't care.
behind.
Let's celebrate.
Anja, Slajaba.
Slancha, Slanchava, whatever you like. And Ryan, what's up, brother? I mean, are you do you have a full serve, or you need some time?
I just threw a few more ice cubes in my glass because I'm about to re-up with this beautiful mezcal that we're showcasing tonight. But back my way, we say up to it, down to it,
Up to it, down to it.
F the
Up to it,
north to it. We
down
do
to
it
it.
because we're used to it. Now drink, let you fill in the blank.
Oh, wow.
That's how we get down, Frankie.
All right. I hear you, man. I hear you 100%, man. So listen, today we are pairing the Undercrown Sungrown um, with the Ojo de Tigre mezcal. So I love it, man. I love it. I love it that you've got that beautiful smoke. So Jack, throw up that beautiful slide there. Just a little bit of our Undercrown Sungrown. So, gives you a little idea of what we got going. And Ryan, how's that pairing working for you right now?
Man, this is a really good pairing, bro. With the sun grown, it's kind of the spicy cousin of the Maduro and the shade. I love that it's kind of right in the middle between those in terms of flavor profile. That Ecuadorian Sumatra is going to give you a little bit of sweetness. You got the Connecticut River Valley Stalk Cut Habano, which, if you're familiar with T52, similar leaf there, and the Nicaraguan filler. But this is my little spicy mommy, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I want to go, hit the salsa club or something. I might want to do something a little bit different. It's a nice change up. I haven't smoked the sun grown in a while, so I was very happy to hear that this is what we'd be smoking, man. I love the flavor profile on this. And it matches up with the mezcal. I'm drinking a pink tiger. I'm not fancy. I don't have bitters and stirs and Negroni. I don't even know what Negroni is. So yeah, I got
Well, you should watch a show called Sticks and Sips, and we could kind of walk you through that entire process, man. But hit me up on the DM, man. I'll send you a recipe.
But the way my checking and savings is set up, man, y'all got different utensils and things. I don't make the big bucks now. So I got ice cubes, Ojo De Tigre, mezcal, some lime juice, and some pink grapefruit soda. There you go.
That's all you need. Listen, and here's the beauty of it. You could have built a Negroni in your own glass. All it takes is your glass, right? You get a little bit of, mezcal, a little bit of Campari, a little bit of sweet vermouth. These things aren't really that expensive. Maybe your Ancho Chile may put a little dent in the wallet, but it lasts a long time, so it's good. It's all good. And then you get a little bit of that, and you just stir it with a spoon. It doesn't need to be a fancy one. And man, now you're living. So, hey, how about you spend some of that stimmy on the new stuff?
I didn't get a stimmy, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother situation. How about you send me the Frankie Drinks bourgeoisie drinker kit, and you pay for that shit and send it to me.
There we go.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because like really soon we're gonna have Frankie Drinks like Home Bar episode 2, where we're gonna get all the tools that you guys need. So you guys will be like hooked up, and we're actually giving away. Oh my God, I think I forgot. We actually have a giveaway tonight. So, we've got our beautiful like Sticks and Sips swag kit. It includes a hat, and right, I think Joey has the correct hat, by the way. A little cutter and some glassware, and maybe Jack will throw in some stickers and some assorted goodies. All you got to do is ask Frankie Drinks, or ask Nino Drinks, or ask Camille Drinks, or ask Ryan Drinks. If you get your questions in, I know they've been going in on the chat. My apologies. I was so excited about this episode, I forgot to mention it. So you guys get your questions in.
Forgetful Frankie.
Yeah, but that's part of it, man. It's alliteration. So get your questions in, and we're gonna pick like 5 questions at the end of the show, and you guys are gonna win a little beautiful prize pack there. I got my man Ryan doing a little re-up. So before we go forward,
I got to ask Ryan a question though, because you're new to mezcal, which which to a lot of people have been watching us. They're new. It's
you know what?
What's your first, like the first time you took?
Wait a second. He's doing the Fever Tree grapefruit, right?
Yeah. I don't know what brand it was. Yeah, Fever Tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
There you go, man. Listen, man, you are up gaming yourself, man. Congratulations.
Hey, man, never doubt me now. You give me the instructions, I'll follow instructions all day. I just need all the utensils, Not rich like you. I'm trying to stop being poor, but
So you go ahead, Joey.
No, I was gonna say, I wanted to ask Ray, like the first time when you first picked up a bottle of mezcal to take a sip, like we sip out of either a Veladora or.
I got my shot to the side. I'm doing what you're doing too.
A little sip. What was your first take? Like, what was your first, like, because that's always the thing. That first time you have one, it's so new and so like incredible.
I'm glad to say this because it was your fault. It was last year when the shutdown happened, and we would jump on these calls and hang out, um, and I bought a bottle. I think it was the Vita.
Mhm.
And I still have a corner of it left, and I bought like a little sipping cup, and it was super smoky. I didn't know how to feel. Like I was just like, this is different, but I like it, and especially with smoking cigars. And then since then, I found different ways to like mix it with, some fruit elements, or, have some pineapple, or have something else to eat with it. And it's amazing. I actually kind of prefer it. I don't have to necessarily make a bunch of drinks. I just need a couple of pours and just sip on that and smoke my cigar. So I love it, man. You have started something, brother. Cheers to you.
Shit. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, cheers to Joey, because we're saying that, and even JD was on that journey with us really early on. If you guys remember those very first sticks and sips, JD, all he was doing was sipping mezcal. Love to have the orange with a little tagine, and or chile piquin, which is the little or worm salt, which is what I prefer. Nino, what do you prefer?
I like to sip my mezcal with a little bit of a pineapple or a watermelon with a little bit of like warm salt. But I mean, whatever I have around will make it work.
Exactly. Whether it's pasta or a plate of rice, it all makes it good. But listen, one of my favorite places ever to go to is one of the most beautiful representations, and Camille, Ghost Donkey. Because when they serve you a serving of mezcal and they have that beautiful that beautiful plate that they put in front of you, it's the most beautiful offering that you can get, and has beautiful fruit and beautiful like selection of mezcals. And I love Ghost Donkey. I don't know how they're doing these days, but I definitely miss Ghost Donkey. Not only the New York version, but also one of my favorites. And shout out to Kara. I'm sure she's not watching, but my girl Kara out there on the West Coast, Ghost Donkey in Las Vegas, which she couldn't find for a good half hour.
Even though the
Because we
door was
told her,
right there. It was right
it's
there
like,
the whole time. She couldn't figure it out.
yeah, she's like, I'm between the Kentucky chicken thing and a donut thing, and I can't find where you're at. Goes, find a donkey's ass on the door. This is where you got to go. an hour, an hour. And finally, Ghost Donkey, Las Vegas. Camille, uh, tell me you've been to Las Vegas, Ghost Donkey.
I mean, so this concept is pretty amazing, right? They were definitely one of the first ones to look at mezcal, I think, in a different way. And what you're mentioning, la tabla, which is essentially the board with, all sorts of fruits and herbs and sort of nuts, and really, like Nino was saying, whatever you want to pair with your mezcales. And it goes back to what we were saying before, is that it's really about slowly sipping and having these incredible unique sensory experiences. So every mezcal is going to be different. If you want to pair your mezcal with fruit, tropical fruits like pineapple, and citrus like orange and so on, you can also pair it with dark chocolate and with queso fresco. If it's like a really one of those mezcales that I know Joey has in his personal stash. It's really all about the experience that that you want to have, and it's cultural as well. It's tradition to have snacks, slowly sip, and eat all day. So very, very exciting stuff, and I'm more excited to even see more mezcalerias pop up everywhere throughout the country.
Me too.
Listen, Ryan, you've got Ryan in Austin. You've got I know it's not super close to you.
Yeah,
But
it's about a 3-hour drive. It's not,
all right, you spend
I've
the
gone
night.
I've gone to Austin for much worse reasons, but yeah, go ahead.
You have a beautiful spot called Las Perlas out there, which is a beautiful bar experience, especially when it comes to agave.
I need to
So,
go down there, man.
and they got a great whiskey bar next door too, called 7 Grand. So, you can kind of hit them both in one night, but I would suggest spend
So
two
you
nights
kind of
there.
like a professional like drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got this
Yeah.
job, dude. Come on, seriously, you know. So you keep on ragging on me. I'm like, how
Oh, well,
else do you think I got
hey
this?
man,
That was a
we're
compliment.
it's a joke. It's a joke, man. Don't get thin skin now.
That wasn't a joke. That was a compliment, man, all the way.
Yo, of course, dude. This is how I earn my stripes, dude. I
I
earned
know.
my stripes, thanks to people like Camille and Nino who have treated me with their beautiful hospitality over the years, So, Joey, listen, I'm gonna get you to pipe in a little bit on the Sungrown as well, and that pairing with the mezcal, because you've kind of had mezcal running through your blood for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So,
talk to me.
yeah, man, just over the year, this journey of mezcal sampling, and really, it's trial and error, smoking all the different cigars that we make, sipping all these amazing mezcals, and the sun-grown and some of the habanos that we produce, like Herrera Esteli Habano, always seem to be the ones that work the best. They added that little extra bit of spice, that tobacco that's so wonderful that we love to enjoy with the mezcal. And together, it was just like that epiphany moment that like this is it. This little copita, a little sip, and a couple little puffs, and you're good. And just all those flavors meld together. It's just a fantastic pairing. As you go further down the rabbit hole to the crazier, weirder fringe mezcals that you'll find that are in my wheelhouse, then you can explore a different range of cigars. You can go into the more Mexican Maduro, or Connecticut Connecticut broadleaf. But at first, if your first journey, it's definitely a sun-grown and definitely the Ojo De Tigre for sure.
I love it. I love it. I think it's an amazing pairing. I think it's just right, not only just with the cocktail, but with the mezcal on its own. Um, and again, people on their first experience with mezcal are going to pick up that that smokiness, or that little tinge of smokiness.
And it's different.
Um,
And it's different than what people would expect from like a Scotch, an Isle of Scotch. It's a different. It's smoke, but it's just different. So you approach it from that point, and look, who doesn't love smoke? I mean,
All the smoke, baby.
all the smoke. We smoke
The visual
cigars.
used to be
We're eating smoky
wow.
barbecue food from all over the place. The smoke. You like Isle of Scotches, so this is just another type of smoke. And then it's that juicy fruit that agave brings. And agave, how do you describe it? How do you describe it? I say this before. How do you describe what an apple tastes like? How do you
hang
describe?
hang on. I've got you, man. We've been asking this question for a long time, and I'm gonna ask Camille, what does cooked agave taste like? What's the nearest thing?
Well, I think it's really unique to everybody's memories, whatever we grow up with and whatever foods we're used to eating. But a very common flavor profile that we like to describe it with is like camote. So it's like a sweet potato essentially. It's really rich. It's got a little bit of honey-like notes, even some nutty notes. It's just really delicious. And when you bite into a fibrous, delicious cooked agave, you just want to sort of keep on absorbing all of that nectar. It's one of the magical experiences of mezcal.
Nino, what's your take on cooked agave?
So, like Camille said, it's gonna vary for everybody, depending on the experiences that they've had with flavors. It's kind of like a lot of people have tasted sugar but never tasted sugar cane. But cooked agave, to me tastes like something that is super rich in honey. It tastes a little bit like Camille mentioned sweet potato. There's also a lot of notes in there that remind me, for some reason, of the caramelization of the sugars in the creme brulee, that richness, and it's delicious, and it's almost kind of creamy, light. It's definitely very like honey and caramel flavors for me. It's delicious. It would probably go really, really well with like white chocolate and things like that.
Love it, love it. So because we always like when we're describing mezcal, one of the first fallbacks is, a lot of brands that it's cooked agave. And like 1% of the population has ever cooked, ever tasted cooked agave or less. So it's really hard to kind of like encapsulate what that really means, and everyone's experience is a little different, but at least it gives us an opportunity to kind of understand the beauty of the basis of flavors, and then you add in the complexities of like what I call botanicals, and then herbaceous notes coming together along with the other sweet elements that are part of what I call that, that juicy fruit moment. That was for everybody out there, juicy fruit gum. All of you guys, when you were kids and had that, and or even the zebra stripe, right? And you freaking love that. Oh my God, what's that flavor? You couldn't get enough of it. It was passion fruit. You freaking they snuck passion fruit into your palate, and you knew, and you had no idea what it was, but you loved it. And until now, this may be your wake up moment. It was passion.
And
So
passion.
that's your juicy fruit thing. So part of
Yeah.
it is you get this juicy fruit moment, which shows up in scotches as well. It's that juicy fruit. Like if you're in the Isle of Scotches, you get that juicy fruit, and with a splash of seawater, right? And you go like an iodine. You're like, what is that? It was like, yeah, those are the flavors you're familiar with, because when you were kids, you were chewing that gum like crazy, whatever. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, it comes back, because not everyone's eating passion fruit every day, but more
Passion
now
fruit's
than ever
great.
before.
Passion fruit's great. Actually, if you do a passion fruit like a tea and you cool that off and you make a cocktail with that with mezcal, it's fantastic. Highly recommend that one.
That was so like 15 years ago for Nino. So
Thanks.
she was doing that, like, yeah, that's like that's so old.
I
Anyway,
was
so all right. So anyway, listen, Joey, guess what?
it's mezcal
Guess
minute time.
guess what time it is, man? It is half past mezcal minute. So all you, man.
What else was I gonna drink? Come on, you know what I
There
was.
we go.
And this one's really super neat. A lot of what would be classified, I guess, is more introductory mezcals. People want to throw them in cocktails and stuff like that. But neat, this one is really amazing, especially with the Tobola, adding a little bit more complexity. It's like you guys were saying before. You can drink this neat and experience all these depths of flavors that you've been hearing about tonight. I love it. It's we've been going through a couple of bottles of this already, so I think your bottle will be mine too. So thank you, Frankie, for that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
Frank, you're not drinking enough, bro. What you doing over there? Empty
it. And
glass.
look, and the
I'm
rest of my
trying to host.
team,
I'm trying to host a show.
and the rest of my team
So
have become accustomed to drinking the good stuff. So we got to leave that
yeah,
on the back bar here at the Swag Cave, so we can make our mezcal Negronis and raise our copitas in the afternoon at 3:00 when it's mezcal o'clock in the office, and we go cheers
Let's
to that.
drink. Nah, Frankie, you got a refill, brother. What is that? Melted ice? Come on, man.
no, I'm gonna try to keep this one away from my man Dario, who makes our beautiful cocktail videos. So I hope you like that cocktail video. He did an amazing job with it. But the price we pay for cocktail videos is really high, guys. When it comes to product. So so I'm
No, but
trying to
not with this.
conserve here.
This is a really good price. I mean, you guys came in at
Yeah,
nice.
I think I got mine. I got mine at Total Wine for like $29, $30, somewhere around.
Beautiful.
It's unbelievable you can buy this for that. It really
See,
is.
I could afford that. All the utensils and stuff. I walk right by that aisle. I was like, I don't know any of
Yeah,
this
'cause
stuff.
look, you can see a lot of mezcals out there on the in different liquor stores, 80, 100 and above. And that, if I've never tried something before, you're gonna, you drop a Benjamin on that. No, you're not. So this is a great, great way to say, oh wow, I'm gonna explore this. I've heard about it, and the price isn't gonna hurt my pocketbook. And you're gonna get home and be like, oh wow, I got more than my money's worth with this. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna reiterate that price point wise, what a beautiful product you guys are producing at a incredible value point. And I know, people are gonna go back to this episode years from now and go, yeah, that was the episode where they blew up, right? Not really, but we'll play a small role. We all we want is one line in the chapter, where we talked about Ojo de Tigre, because truly, what a beautiful brand, what a beautiful story, what a beautiful company, and what a great value for people that are looking to explore. And that's kind of what we want to give, always people an opportunity to explore something new at a great value. So listen, guess what time it is? It's Ask Frankie Drinks time. So, you can raise your glass. I've got to read questions. So go ahead, drink while I'm asking questions, and we're ready to go. Everybody get ready in the room. Um, Andy St. Grim, congratulations. You are our first winner. And the questions ask Nino, what kind of mezcal cocktail would you recommend to experiment with if we were to play around with making drinks at home?
I mean, obviously it'll vary with the things that you have, but almost always we have limes. So limes are great. And we can either do something if you have like something simple like ginger beer or something like that. That's something that you could add in there and have like a little tiger mule. But also, just whatever juice you have that's fresh, that's always going to be great with mezcal. At least for me, I always have a juice around, either orange juice or some from fresh juice that I got from the farmer's market. That's what I would go for.
Lovely, lovely. I'm gonna say that I love the Tiger Mule, right? Love it because everybody's got some sort of something laying around. And listen, if you just want, if you're not as fancy gonna make a Negroni, uh, but just sipping it neat to me is money. It's really money, especially when enjoying a cigar. And you could always, if you got some ginger ale around and you want to make yourself a highball, which is a riff on a mule, right? With just a little same concept. You guys can truly enjoy it. Uh, Next up, Jordan Hurst. Congratulations. You are next winner. And the question is, other than smoke, what other flavors are you looking for from the mezcal when using it in a cocktail? And I'm gonna throw that to Camille. Other than smoke, what can we what do you look for in a mezcal?
Oh man. Well, I mean, like, Joey sort of opened up this conversation early on. It really is so many things. You're looking for herbaceousness, you're looking for citrus notes, aromatics, like even floral notes that we get from the agave. Sometimes you get notes of chamomile and herbs like eucalyptus or rosemary in some, agave varieties. And then you have all of those sweet notes that Nino was talking about, like those caramels and honeys from the cooking process. And then, because typical, artisanal and ancestral mezcals are usually wild fermented, you're letting time do this magic to sort of convert those sugars into alcohols. And through this process, you're discovering sort of coconut and ripe fruits and mango and tepache, and there's the flavor gamut is endless, so it could be any of that.
Amazing. Well, so the reality, just to add to that, is that like almost every mezcal is its own journey, and your own palate kind of dictates what you perceive. So if your pocketbook permits, experiment. And like I've said many times, keep that cigar the same and try different, so you can kind of experience it through different lenses over time. So
That
thank
was a
you,
good
Camille.
one.
That was
It was another part to that is now having lost the smoke. Oh, lost the smoke. There you go, Rayford. Is
Can't
that
lose it.
in a cocktail many times for me now, especially in the Negroni, the modifiers, the Campari, actually brings the smoke back just a little bit for me. which is a unique thing because now it's like, it elevates that. So now it is part of the cocktail, even though when sipping in neat, it may not be there so prevalent. And that's another magical part of mezcal.
Right. Yeah. So, so for the newbies, you guys may pick up some smoke early on. But when you've been on the mezcal journey for 3 to 5 years, like Joey, and drank several hundred bottles, the smoke is gone, so, and all you're left
Bring
with
it
is
back
the
in the
beautiful
cocktail.
other notes.
Yeah, you can bring it back in the cocktail if you want it.
There
What
you
you're
go.
saying is, Joey, the smoke is a rites of passage, if you will.
Yeah.
And if you're drinking enough, you'll get past the smoke.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily like the smoke isn't a bad thing. The
Right.
smoke is
You
great.
start tasting other things,
It's
right?
kind of like the hook at the beginning of your journey. That's the hook because you really enjoy that flavor along with those honey notes and those fruit notes and the cooked agave notes.
Right.
And then over time it just evolves. And it's very much like a cigar in a way, whereas maybe at first a cigar might have been a little aggressive and spicy. A year down the line, it might be a lot more medium bodied and approachable.
I have a question. I don't mean to cut in Frankie
You,
Drinks, but
you, you can't win it. You can't win a swag pack, but I'll do what I can. Go ahead, Ray.
I have enough swag to outlast my own lifetime, so don't worry about that. I have a question. Where can I get cooked agave without getting on a flight?
La Perla. There you go. 3-hour drive. They might
Okay.
have on the menu there.
I'm sure that there's somebody in Texas cooking agave right now,
Yes,
because they
they
have
are.
the same climate, as
I,
Mexico.
I need
Because
some.
once upon a time, Texas was part of Mexico, but that's kind of history. But I'm sure there's somebody out there, cooking some agave. It may be our boys from St. George who was cooking some California agave a few years back, but that's a different story, Lance Winters. But people love agave and what they could do with it, because it is a magical plant, and there's so much beauty behind it. And Ryan, we can talk on and on about this. It is the most magical of all plants. Thank you, Maya Well, and the 400 rabbits. Anyway, so our next winner is Mr. Chairman Lai. How about that?
No.
He
Man,
actually is a
Come
winner.
on. Is
So
he
he's
eligible?
got a great question. He's got a great question, and he has never won on Sticks and Sips. So
No, he did.
congratulations,
What?
Mr. Chairman Lai. I'm trying to see who I throw this to, and I'm gonna throw it to Nino. Right? Get ready, Nino. Are you ready? This is like the crazy question of the evening. What came first, tequila or mezcal?
Mezcal did come first. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard this saying that they say that all tequila is mezcal, but not all mezcal is the other way around. That all mezcal, all tequilas are mezcals, but not all mezcals are tequilas. Sorry, got my tongue tied there for a moment. So yeah, that we can say that mezcal is kind of like the mother category, and then there's other distillates that come from different types of agaves that have their own do, and then there's tequila, and then there's mezcal.
Right. Mezquilas by Sammy Hagar
Mezquilas
and
by
Guy Fieri. That's another thing. We'll talk about those guys later. Anyway, but yes, all of the agave distillates have been recognized as an umbrella for mezcal. And tequila is just a varietal made with Blue Weber in Jalisco and the other states that recognize it as as their do. And then we have what is it now? Is it 9? Is it 11? They change it every year. That produce mezcal.
Nine states.
9 there. There we go. I knew I had one. Right. So yes, in the 9 states that actually produce mezcal outside of Oaxaca. So, you can actually produce mezcal in Oaxaca or in Puebla and in other states, Guerrero, and you can actually produce mezcal. So, Rich, that was a really good question. And thank you for answering it, Nino. That was fantastic. It's making people understand that like tequila is only one specific varietal of tequila made in only certain states centered around Jalisco. Our next question, Kirby Woods. Um, woo, Kirby Woods has just asked for a dissertation. He is asking what differentiates between the mezcal blends or varieties.
Wow,
Woo.
rabbit hole stuff there.
uh Nino, I'm gonna put you on the spot there. Listen, I'll make it easy. What are give us a taste of mezcal like varietals. You don't have to hit them all, but give us an idea.
I mean, there's over 200 mezcal like types of agave, and then if we go after that, there's about 40 of them that are used in mezcal. And I mean, there's espadín, which is the most I think known type of agave used in mezcal. There's tobala. There's also tepestate. There's quiche, and there's just depending on where you are in one of these states, there's going to be a different type of agave that they're going to use and a different production and just a whole world in each micro area that they make mezcal.
Beautiful. I don't think I could have, no one could have put it better than that.
I would have taken another half an hour to describe everything.
Right, because we could have gone down the list of like all the different varietal, like Karwinskis, which I love, which is like, going down the list of like whether are you using the scientific name or using the regional name. And then there's like every region, well, this place calls it, Madre Quiche, and this what calls it Biquiche, and and then they're calling it all these different things. But Kirby, there's all these single varietals, and then there's a difference between cultivated varietals and wild varietals. Plus, you've got brands like Ojo that are taking two different mezcals and blending them to create something new. And there's other brands that are taking two or three different varietals and blending them into something new. And so it's kind of like this endless. And Joe, you said it, the two words, the rabbit, right? And it's no accident that we use rabbits in this. So if you guys want to know a little bit more about culture, look up 400 rabbits and you'll find out what we're talking about, because this super secret language here about mezcal and about Mexican culture. So Kirby, great question. Our last question, Douglas Schroeg, congratulations, my man. He's gonna ask Ryan Rayford, what is your most prized vinyl, and which one are you on the hunt for and haven't been able to find? So this is a great question, Ryan. You're on the spot here, man. What's your most prized piece of vinyl?
Most prized.
The Barry White 75, like.
No, all right. So I'm not going to get it out, but it's a version of this record. So I have multiples of stuff depending on what it is. So this is Hendrix Band of Gypsies. I have an original pressing. It's framed, so I don't have it out. I don't think I've ever listened to it. But I have several like represses. The reason being, this is my favorite Jimi Hendrix recording. This is not The Experience. This was later in his career. There was a lot of controversy, not controversy, but when Jimmy was out, certain people gravitated to his music when he was with The Experience, and then other people were put off by the music. I'm gonna let you read between the lines. But this is his most bluesy, soulful recording, in my opinion, compared to the earlier stuff that he did. So that's why I love the album so much. So that's probably my most prized one. Not this one, it's framed. The one I'm looking for, I'm looking for a 12-inch single of the time, and I want to say it's, I think it's Jungle Love. It's a maxi single, but it's a 12-inch 45, which is kind of funky, because most 45s are smaller, but it's a 12-inch, but it plays on 45 speed. So that's kind of like really nerdy and weird. But I'm on the hunt of anything Prince has ever touched since he passed away in 2016. Behind this is all Prince records, singles, albums, stuff he produced, stuff he wrote on. So that's I'm on the hunt for anything Prince related.
Love it. Great answer, man. So let's mention that again. SoundCloud, right? When are you dropping? I'm sorry, not SoundCloud.
Oh,
I was like,
so that's why. All right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's on MySpace.
hey, Frankie, get you another one. I was waiting for this moment where I could tell, like, are you with us? Are you chilling? Are you with us now?
I was thinking about Mixmaster Mike. I'm sorry. You know, it was.
Yeah, man. Everybody that's watching on Facebook, go to Spotify, follow Drew Estate Cigars. Myself, I make playlists kind of every other week. And then also DJ Eli, the official DJ at Drew Estate. He throws in blend mixes as well. And if you want to shoot me some ideas, I try to make a theme behind them. If you got an idea for something, shoot it at me. I'm on Drew Estate Rayford on Instagram, Ryan Rayford on Facebook, clearly. But yeah, man, you know.
I got my first, we're going to do like Mexican corridas. So let's do this. You know, we can have a good time.
What are we doing? You speaking different languages, man. You got to clarify. What are we doing?
You're living in Texas, bro. You should know Spanish. Anyway, so
I know enough to order my food, but what you talking about?
Camille, what's your favorite Mexican music?
Oh man, it's a tough question. I like a little bit of everything and I go in waves. And Nino knows this already. She's from Puerto Rico. I'm Mexican American. And as you know, I just moved back to Miami. So I'm definitely like in a Caribbean music phase right now. I'm really into reggaeton and dance hall. And if I had to go Mexican, I'd probably say like there's this really underground cool movement in Mexico City of like new age electro. It has a really unique Mexico City sound. So Ryan, we got to talk later on.
Yeah, I got a lot of things behind me. So, yeah, for sure.
There we go.
I want to know all of it.
And you got to have the reggaeton because obviously that's where the ladies have been frequenting. And listen, we will keep that quiet because we're not going to reveal where you guys are at, you know. But listen, we've gotten to that point of the show. This is the end. I'm about to close up the bar, so I'm going to ask everybody to close out their tabs. Make sure you tip well. You know, first of all, I'm gonna throw up our support graphic. You know, as we're slowly coming out of COVID, you know, I'm gonna say, hey guys, please support your brick and mortar. Support your local bartenders, man. They're getting back in the groove. They've been waiting to serve you. They've been waiting for you to come in and safely and for them to extend their hospitality to you. So make sure you show that gratitude. It's been a tough industry to be part of over the last year. So do your part. Same as brick and mortar. Make sure you get those orders in at brick and mortar and get your beautiful cigars and your pairings and do what you can. I'm going to thank my guest tonight, Nino Gandula, Camille Austin, Ryan Rayford, Joey Drew. Thank you so much for being part of you know, our big you know, 50s, you know, I don't know, 48, 49. I know it's episode like 11 this year. But that's all I know because that's all I'm told, you know. But thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. More importantly, congratulations to all the winners. And I'm going to ask you guys to tune in next week. And got a big episode coming too. I'm talking to Nicholas Palacci from Shibui Whiskey, Japanese whiskey, guys. It's the hottest thing. You know, he's part of the Dram Good Laddies, you know, with our good friend Ricky Crawford. So you guys should, you know, tune in. Gonna learn a little bit about Japanese whiskey. And with that, is there anything else? Anything else you guys want to say in the Zoom?
Nope. Final sip. Let's go.
Final sip. Let's do this.
Final sip.
I think we need to share like a mezcal toast. Nino, do you have anything up your sleeve?
Ooh.
Let's do this. Now I have to crack this bottle. Joey.
Look at Frankie over there perpetrating,
Well,
man.
we have one at Drew Estate. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds.
That's a good one.
Oh, I love that one.
That's a good one. I'll say one in Spanish. El que mezcal bebe, nada teme. Those who drink mezcal fear nothing.
I like that. Can somebody,
In that case.
somebody text
Oh,
that to me so
man.
I can just walk around saying that shit?
My wife must know that one.
Oh my God.
I'm
That's
gonna throw
beautiful.
one that's in Spanish too, because it's one that I share a lot with my friends, and it's that mis amigos son los mejores y se merecen flores. My friends are the best and they deserve flowers.
Salud.
I'll move to that.
Love it.
Right.
Everything sounds better when it's not.
And I'm gonna do one, right? If I remember it, and chances are I don't. Pa todo mal, mezcal, y pa todo bien, también. Y si no queda remedio, litro y
Un litro y
medio.
medio.
That's a long.
That I remembered that in the
Long
proper
saying.
language, right?
Said a whole paragraph. I can't remember that.
Right. So in the end, it's like for everything good, mezcal, for everything bad too. And when you don't have any other option, a liter or two. So that's my English translation. Salud. So to everybody, bars closed. I'm freaking done. Not one curse word was uttered in this episode. Let
Fuck
it be
that
known.
shit.
Fuck it.
Cheers. Salud.
Salud.
Good riddance.